But we just want to tell you, really think about what this is all about this year. And even in the cooking, you're taking care of your body. Well, I would be feeding jars of candy and things. You're doing it the better way. Let's see what are you coming up with? What is this?
Before we dive right into our main course here, we thought we needed to spoil you a little bit.
Spoil me?
We're going to make you a nice little drink to have over here while you're watching us work.
It's a yummy meal.
Sound good?
Yummy, yummy. Let's see.
This is, I'll let you talk a little bit, Mariana, about the fact that we get our macronutrients. One of the things that we teach and do ourselves.
Absolutely.
While I make this.
So what we focus on are the 3 food groups. That's what we call them, our three food groups. We focus on protein, good carbs, and good fats. Protein, your meats, your edamame, your fish, chicken, all those good proteins. Lean protein is what we focus on. And then our good carbs. Well, we hear carbs are good, they're bad. Should we take it? Should we eat them? Should we not? But we don't have to think of carbs as just saltine crackers or, the little goldfish that our kids eat sometimes. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about good fruits and good vegetables, basically. Those are going to have wonderful carbohydrates, not the empty ones like your crackers do, but the good ones. And I always tell everyone that I coach, if it ends in berry, eat it. Strawberry, blueberry, blackberries. There's such good fiber in there. And then, of course, any of your green vegetables are going to be good. We go to town on leafy vegetables.
Absolutely. And so one of the other principles that we have learned works great for us is we eat more times a day. I always came from a place of deprivation. So I thought if I was suffering, like I was getting into fasting and I was having some pretty big, stints of not eating for multiple days in a row. So I thought I would, and that is still wonderful for spiritual reasons, and I'll continue to do that. But you do not need to starve your body. And in fact, if you want to level out your blood sugar, therefore igniting your metabolism to really get revving, we eat 5 times a day.
5 times a day?
5 times a day. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. And I'm telling you that now to explain to you why I love to have a good meal replacement shake. So that's what we're about to make for you. It is white chocolate peppermint. It has,
my favorite time of Christmas.
It has the protein,
Peppermint.
good carbs, and good fat that Mariana just referred to, and it solves the dilemma of sometimes maybe you need to skip a meal because you didn't plan ahead, or you're running out of time, you're too late for work. You're at work, you stayed too late, so these are really, we call them like our 911 options. When we don't want to skip a meal, so this keeps us from doing that.
Right.
So we're gonna spoil you with one of these while you're watching us. So I'm using vanilla almond milk. Again,
I use that.
My house is pretty much dairy free,
No, no, I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is 80. I see some 80, 50, whatever. What is
the calories?
The calories.
There's different amounts. I mean, it just depends on what you see at the store. I always get the lower calorie one, but almond milk is such a better choice, I think, than getting the cow's milk.
I think so too. I'm not completely against dairy, but I do think it needs to be used a lot more sparingly than we do. There's some people that are very against it. It does cause inflammation.
What about grass-fed butter?
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
That's better than other butter, yeah.
I love grass-fed butter.
And that's another thing. We have learned to just be kind of really smart about things. We don't go really to anything. It's learning moderation. So we focus on what you need to have. And if you focus on making sure you get what you need, there's really not a lot of extra time left over to sit around and ponder about this or that, because you're full.
Right.
And so those other items become truly a treat, truly a splurge, because you're living by what you need.
And we work with people on all sorts of budgets. There might be someone who says, you know what, I can buy all organic, I can buy grass-fed everything, and that price at the grocery store is going to be a little more than someone who says, you know what, I want to stick with maybe some canned tuna. Either way, we have coached either one, and they're both successful. So it just kind of depends on your life, where you are. This fits for any life.
Fits for anybody.
Yeah.
Pull this back just pull this back just a little.
Pull that back a little bit? Okay.
There we go.
When I drink a shake every morning on the way to take my son to elementary school.
I do too.
You do?
Every morning.
Now I have 2 eggs every morning.
And that's great. I'm doing the shake because I used to skip breakfast. So if I have my shake, I know I'm getting breakfast. I know I'm getting the right portion size. You know, and it kind of gets
Right.
my day going.
In fact, you're doing the right thing because food, and we always coach food first. If you can put food in your mouth, that's the best thing to do. And 2 eggs for breakfast is perfect. Now, you are missing one of our 3 food groups. Your eggs, your white's going to have the protein. Your yolk's going to have the good fat, and I didn't mention that earlier. I said that we had 3. Good fat is the third one. And then you're missing a carbohydrate. So a little side of fruit
Well,
with 2
what
eggs.
about 1 slice of oat bread?
Yes, well, this is oat bread.
Oat
yeah,
bread.
anything sprouted, like a sprouted bread is the best. You know how sometimes you see them in freezers in the grocery store, the frozen bread. Any of those sprouted breads are going to be your best option.
So is Otis sprouted bread?
Otis is, I don't know.
Oats.
Oh, oats. Is oats a
Oats.
sprouted bread? They have some, right, at your store, right?
Oat bread, yep.
The oat sprouted bread? Yeah, so you can get
It's
that. And
really
it'll say
just
it on there.
each bread's going to have some grain at the basis of it, you know. So oats are actually gluten-free, even though they're usually from a facility that does gluten also. So usually you'll see oats, you know, may contain gluten.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that needs to avoid gluten, oats are one of your options, or spelt or millet.
So I have 1 slice of bread, and I scramble my eggs in grass-fed butter, and put it on the bread, fold it in half, and that's
That's
me.
good. And grass-fed butter is good.
And that's a good fat.
That's a good fat.
You just want to
Check.
be that, you want to keep your portions in control, but yeah, that's a good fat. And we need fat.
That's what I eat for breakfast every day.
That's great.
All
You
right.
got it.
Unless
Well-
we go somewhere.
Shall we?
And then we cheat.
All right.
Look at this. I got cheap. You want some of
Cheers.
mine?
I'm good. I'm good. Really.
No, you can't have it.
It's so good.
Oh.
I mean, that just doesn't taste like it should be
A meal.
legal.
Right.
Russell
good.
wants to taste
A meal
mine.
and healthy.
Let him taste mine.
And there is an amazing
don't
recipe
drink it
that I
like you
have
gulp it, Russ.
using this white chocolate peppermint protein powder
Get it back. He'll
in
drink the
a
whole
chocolate
thing.
protein ball. How good is that?
I know how he is. No trust, right. He drinks the
All
whole
right.
thing.
It's so
Well, we
good.
should probably get going.
This
huh?
is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
It is just like this. How many times have you seen this
Peppermint bark.
peppermint bark? That's what it tastes like right there. One of
good
my
stuff.
favorite things is peppermint bark.
And I love that I can have one of these and know, like Heather was saying, just check it off. I've got all that my body needs for that meal. I've got all my nutrients in there, and then I can keep going. And I feel full afterwards. And that's
Wow.
a big deal for me. I wanna feel
Vitamin A,
full.
calcium, vitamin D, vitamin K. Just, I mean, B6, B12, all kinds of magnesium.
One
So-
shake has more than half the calcium a person needs for a day.
Iron.
So I really think about these whenever I'm helping someone or talking to someone, you know, that's entering the elderly years, that maybe go to Boost or go to Ensure as their main source. This is much better.
Much, and tastes